Our minds, bodies, and spirit must be balanced in order to maintain health and well-being. People don't realize it, and a lot of people play lip service to it. It's not just restricted to martial arts for saying, but if I look at it and the spiritual being, which will refer to as the emotional being, when unbalanced, can affect your physical body as well as your mind, your mentality. Your mind, if you are worried about the future or have grievances from the way you were raised or things from your past that cause conflict in your mind, and when you're overwhelmed with that conflict will affect your physical anatomy. And it could cause, like, there's old wives' tales say, if you worry too much, you get gray hair. And they say that's false. No, worrying is not good for you. It's going to affect you physically. So if your spirit is unbalanced, it can affect you mentally and it can affect you physically. If you have issues with your physical body, it can affect you mentally and it can affect you spiritually. If you have issues with your emotional being and you're overwhelmed with that, which a lot of people do, completely overwhelmed, and they can't get out of it, it will affect your mental health and well-being, not just your physical being, because your spiritual, how you feel about yourself, your emotional being, is reflected through your body. Like if you're feeling down, or if you're beaten and your spirit is down, it not only affects your posture, but it will start to affect your organs. You have to have the energy, and when I'm saying this, to try to clear it up a bit, you have your body. If there's issues with your physical body, it can affect your mind and your spirit. You have your spirit. If you're overwhelmed with issues from your spiritual being, which is your emotional being, it can affect your body and your mind. And your mind can affect your spirit and your body. So when you're coming across situations in your life where you are overwhelmed with stress, and you may feel lethargic and you just don't feel like getting out of bed anymore, you could get depressed. If you realize that each of the three parts of body, mind, and spirit can affect and reflect the other. So it's important for you to realize how you can use the same thing to work for yourself rather than against yourself. So if my stress from a situation, if I'm losing my job, or can I pay my bills, or what about my children and their lives and domestic problems, there's all sorts of things that can be stressing people out. And when they're stressing you out, it's going to affect you in other ways. You can counterbalance that. Just as the mind affects the body can affect the mind. So if you're not sure about meditation and breathing exercises, because there are ones that I utilize, I completely recalibrate myself on a regular basis, de-stress myself on a regular basis. And I do that through meditation, relaxation, and imagery combined with breathing exercises. Now, if you're not aware of those and you don't have somebody like myself who's teaching you and guiding you through this, I would suggest, take a hot bath, light some candlelights, relax in the water. The water should relax your physical body. It should slow down your heart rate, metabolism, lactic acids, endorphins, adrenaline. Everything should be able to just relax. And when you relax that body, the body can then affect the other aspects of your one self. Because your one self, as I said, is body, mind, and spirit. And if you want to relax that, you can affect it differently. Now, there's another way. Your body you could be feeling down, and some people could affect their emotions through music. Some people could affect themselves through other senses, like the sense of smell, the sense of touch. There's different things that affect our oneself, meaning body, mind, and spirit. So we have to learn how we can counteract the negativity of being overwhelmed by an unbalanced spirit, or an unbalanced mental state, or an unbalanced physical state. So where you are, you have to realize that you can counterbalance these things. Anyhow, this is just a little introduction to let you know that, be aware of these things. If you're undergoing a lot of stress and you're feeling energyless and depressed, and it's hard to get yourself to do anything when you're feeling this way, and you got to find a way to stimulate yourself, because you're feeling this way. It could be from mental stress, it could become spiritual stress, it could also become physical exertion. So there's all sorts of things, and to study the self is the greatest aspect. And here we are. This is an experience of life that we have. And in this life, we have to really understand and be aware of body, mind, and spirit. So once again, I hope this opens your eyes, maybe makes you think a bit, and makes you want to get involved in learning a bit more. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll respond. Have a great time. Don't forget, if you haven't liked the videos or subscribed to them, please do so. It means a lot to us. Thanks again.